There's a specific kind of silence that happens when the thing you love most starts to feel like a stranger. This is the story of how I got lost in that silence, and how I found my way back to the music. It used to be so simple. I'd paint just to have a conversation with myself. It wasn't for anyone else. It was this pure, private language of color and feeling. This was the magic. And then people started to notice. Likes, comments, commissions. It was intoxicating. My art became a product. My private language had to be translated for a market. And slowly, without me even realizing it, the compass of my creativity spun away from my heart and toward the algorithm. I became a machine. I had a brand, a style people expected. I was painting what I knew would sell. The studio was no longer a sanctuary. It was a factory floor. And I was the tired, lonely worker on the assembly line of my own passion. The breaking point was a commission for a joyful, vibrant abstract piece. I stared at that blank, expensive canvas for days. I mixed every color but the right one. Because the right color, it just wasn't in me anymore. I was creatively bankrupt, so I quit. I packed everything away. The paints, the brushes, the dreams. The silence in the studio wasn't peaceful. It was accusing. I thought if I couldn't create for an audience, I couldn't create at all. I had forgotten how to speak my own language. Weeks passed, and in the quiet, something shifted. I wasn't looking for inspiration, but I started to see it again. Not in trends or palettes, but in the way the light hit my morning coffee. In the crackle of a book's spine. I was remembering how to see, not just look. One day, I took out a single sheet of paper and a cheap childhood pencil. No pressure, no audience, just a line. Then another. It was clumsy, it was imperfect. And, for the first time in years, it was fun. I had to rebuild my entire mental model. I made a new rule. Create for the process, not the product. Make ugly art. Make messy art. Make art that no one will ever see. This wasn't about producing a masterpiece. It was about rebuilding the relationship with myself. And then it happened. I was just playing with colors, mixing for the sheer joy of it, not for a specific outcome. And I found it, my color, the one that felt like my soul. The dam broke. I didn't paint a picture. I poured out in feeling. It was messy, emotional, and utterly, completely mine. I realized the goal wasn't to reject the external world, but to recenter my internal one. The market could be out there, but my why had to be in here. My studio became a sanctuary again, a place where I could choose to share my private language, but never have to sell it. If you're feeling that silence, that disconnect, I see you. Your creative heart is not broken. It's just buried. Find that cheap pencil. Make the ugly, joyful, terrible, wonderful thing that is just for you. Go find your way back to your magic. I promise, it's still there waiting.